So another question I have, I want to ask is, I think, and here I am, a gay man, not knowing almost all of this. Not or not, having contacted it because you pointed out, Pastor Marion, that like this community is grouped together, whether they actually feel like they're part of the same community or not. We're kind of grouped together as a larger set of folks, but it is true, and I admit, like I didn't know anyone transgender until I moved to DC. I was in my late 30s before I met anybody transgender. And what would you say to the person who gets tripped up over the idea that there's anything more than a male and a female? This idea that like there's only two options biologically to have children, therefore they're seeing everything through that lens. I thought you touched on it earlier when you were talking about expression and identity and femininity versus masculinity. But what would you say directly to someone who says, no, I don't want to hear this because there's only a male and a female can produce a child, therefore there's only two genders. How would you kind of walk someone through that sort of that trip up line?
Well, I think it depends on if if it's a theological belief, then I mean, to me, bless your heart. If that's what your theology is, I fully affirm that. And I would say, "Hey, you need to meet my transgender kids. Let's go have pizza together." And so you can see that there are other types of people in the world, while at the same time fully respecting the person's theology. It's not up to me to change anyone's theology. If it's a matter of, well, I don't know anyone that's transgender or genderqueer. There's just females and there's males. I don't believe that there are folks out there like that. Then again, I'd say, have pizza with my kids, or would you like to meet my friend who's transgender? Because I think a lot of times as people, we kind of know about other folks, but if we haven't met them, we don't really know about other folks. And it's a matter of just getting to know people. And there's a lot of false stereotypes out there, particularly around transgender and gender non-binary, because it can be kind of scary for folks. I mean, we've seen the bathroom laws and I don't minimize that because people really do get concerned about things. To me, it's much more important to talk about it and to say, okay, I understand you're worried about your granddaughter in the bathroom, that there'd be a man in a dress. But let me tell you that it's not about a man putting on a dress and going into the ladies' room. It's about a transgender female to male person in the men's room that's going to get attacked, that we need to make sure that everyone is safe. So we can all agree on that. How can everyone be safe? How can a transgender person be safe in the restroom that matches their gender identity, whether or not it exactly matches their gender expression? Because for some transgender folks, if they transition later in life, they are not going to what's called pass as readily. You'll be able to see if it's a male to female, you'll be able to see the stubble, for example, or the more male features. Or if there's an economic consideration where, okay, I am female, I was marked male on my birth certificate, I want to live my life as a woman, and yet I've got the typical male characteristics of, say, a large Adam's apple. For some wealthy folks, they can have surgery. If you're not wealthy, you can't have surgery. And then you don't pass as well, and you're at risk for getting beat up. So it goes back to, how can the granddaughter in the restroom be safe? How can the transgender person be safe? We can all agree on that. And let's work together on that.